Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hello.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 Cents.
What up, Deb?
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. I hope everyone's doing well at the beginning of a week. If you had yesterday off, lucky you. If not, I apologize. Mash said we missed a birthday yesterday. Scribelight, I don't remember the name, but when I watched what I missed of last night's stream during the final minutes of chat time, someone asked if you could sing because it was their birthday. That might be why. If it was in the last couple of minutes or something, then we might have missed it. So if anybody knows of a birthday we missed, please let us know in the chat, and hopefully we'll catch it here sooner or later. But other than that, how are you guys doing? How are you, Satsu?
Pretty good. I just got done cooking, and now I'm eating, so I am happy.
What did you cook?
I made some vegetable and chicken stir fry over some rice, and it's good.
All right. And Monkey, how are you?
I'm okay. Not too bad today. How you doing, Scribe?
It was a very busy day. It was all day that I wasn't doing my actual jobby job. I was doing office moving prep, which is packing things up into these big crate deals and putting location numbers on them to make sure they get moved to the right spot. And it's going to be a wonky next couple of days because my entire work area is getting torn down in preparation for it. So I might lose the convenient ability to keep up with things on Twitter Thursday and Friday. So if you guys don't see much coming out of me on Thursday and Friday during the morning hours, at least my time, that's probably why. But everything should be back to normal, hopefully, by Monday. But otherwise, I'm fine. I'm good. Just did my taxes. That was all sorts of fun.
Yay, taxes.
I did my civic duty, as it were. Let's see. The High Desert Werebear says, it was me that asked for my wife, Cat. Wait, you're a werebear and your wife is a cat. That's an interesting combination. Thank you, Necrosol. Sorry I can't wait till question time because I am normally driving home. A lot of YouTubers have a P.O. box to send stuff to. Do y'all? I do not.
I don't.
No, it's something I thought about getting in the future, but I need to be in a position to do so.
Yeah, I've never really seen a need for it, and it's fine. I don't need gifts or anything. It's fine. And besides which, it's kind of like, well, I put a P.O. box out there that kind of like, here's where I am in the world. A little bit more closer than I prefer. So, let's see. The High Desert Weber says, Scribelight, but it's okay as she's at work tonight. Oh, well, would you like us to sing to her now or wait till the day where she's listening? Because we can do either one. These things tend to stay forever on the intertubes either way. So you let us know. Let's see. How did Nude On go last night?
Oh, a lot of fun.
Did you kill many highwaymen?
Oh yeah,
we killed a lot of motherfuckers. That's what we do.
What's your favorite way to kill a highwayman?
with a bow and arrow.
He likes his bow and arrow. I like my sniper rifle.
Okay.
I like to watch their heads explode when a bullet pierces their eye.
Well, I'm waiting for when Far Cry decides to go a little bit more realistic with its deaths and actually have like limb loss and stuff like that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I know, but you know, Scribe Light, yep.
Huh.
Is that a yep? Wait until she's here listening, or yep? We should sing now.
Hang on.
The ambiguity's driving my brain insane.
1 for when she's here, 2 for now.
Blink
Make
once
this
for
easy.
yes, twice for no. Let's see. This is your night off, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't play tonight.
Okay. Oh, who won the? Did anybody win a copy last night?
No, last night we didn't give away a copy. That was
okay.
on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we gave away copies of the game.
All right. I'm waiting with bated breath to get the clarification from Werebear. I want to make sure we can get it right. This is important now. This is a mission. But until that, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you have not already. And holy cats, you guys have hit that like button. 60 likes, and we're not even 5 minutes into the show, or just now 5 minutes in the show. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get to 100 before we get to the 15-minute mark. Can we do it? Because I hear tell that getting likes during the stream is the most advantageous thing for the show. And share our stuff. If you like our stuff, if you like any creator's stuff that you see that you don't think is getting enough coverage, trust me, sharing our stuff is the best thing you can do for any channel you like, because YouTube is not doing that so much anymore. We appreciate it. Werebear says, Scribe, like, go for it tonight. I can play it for her in the morning when she gets home. And thank you so much.
Indeed.
There we go. All right. Clarification achieved. Monkey?
And this is for Kat. Kat, sorry we missed this yesterday, but we are so happy you were born. And to honor that, we're going to sing for you now. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy
meow, meow,
birthday
meow, meow,
to you.
meow, meow.
Sorry we missed it.
I'm just gonna eat.
Happy birthday
meow,
to
meow,
you.
meow, meow.
Sorry we missed it.
This is so delicious.
Happy
Meow,
birthday,
meow,
dear
meow.
Cat. Sorry we missed it.
Meow, meow, meow.
I infused the rice. It was not.
Happy birthday
Meow,
to
meow,
you. Sorry we missed it. I really am sorry we missed that, and I hope you had a wonderful birthday, and I hope this doesn't detract from it.
So happy birthday, Cat. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Scribe, any bets on when you get to 3,000 subs? Well, I'm only 10 away. So if there happen to be 10 people listening now or in the near future who are not currently subbed to this channel, I might hit 3,000 this show. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're at 95 likes, guys. It's only 7 minutes in. Holy cats. Speaking of cats, holy cats. You guys are day by day. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you guys. I lack the vocabulary, but something I don't lack in vocabulary is the news. You guys want to hear some? 101 likes. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. 7 minutes in, 100 likes. Oh my gosh.
Zium.
Amazing. It's amazing. Okay, before I get right. How about the wall?
Yay, Wall.
You want some wall news?
Those don't work.
White House moves forward with wall funding despite lawsuits. Did you hear about all these lawsuits that are coming out?
Yes, most of them are nonsense that are not going to be taken seriously at all.
Real quick, John asks, why didn't YouTube notify me about the stream? Because YouTube doesn't do that so well anymore. That's why everybody really needs to retweet and share, and honestly, just check in on when we're supposed to be having the show, because otherwise YouTube's not going to tell you.
Scribe's being too nice. It's because YouTube are dicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. I don't want to ruin any dreams you may have had about this, but YouTube don't like you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
YouTube, bunch of dicks.
And thank you, Terry DeMontis. Money for funny stream title. Oh, you like that? I thought that was clever. Of course, I always think I'm clever because my mom thinks I'm cool. Anyway, the White House is moving forward with plans to shift existing federal funds to pay for construction of a wall on the southern border. A senior God, I can't speak today. A senior administration official said. Well, just who said it? Just tell us.
That guy over there.
I mean, why all the secrecy was something that's just publicly known? I don't understand. In the face of several lawsuits challenging Trump's authority to declare a national emergency to reallocate billions of dollars towards a border wall, the White House plans to first draw from the Defense Department's drug interdiction program and the Treasury Department's asset forfeiture funds before moving to divert military construction funds. Well, didn't they say that El Chapo's $14 billion in seized assets or whatever would pay for this thing?
Somebody was suggesting using that.
Was it? It was Rand Paul or somebody? I forget. Something.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but
some human.
It's not a definite. It's just something that somebody was talking about.
Let's see. Unlike the first two pots of money, the latter can only be accessed through a national emergency declaration, which is now the focus of several lawsuits. Well, then my question would be, how much is in the pots of the Defense Department's drug interdiction program and the Treasury Department's asset forfeiture funds. Because if those totals equal what he needs to do the wall, why declare a national emergency in the first place?
Because that's
because that's the only way you can allocate the funds, right?
Well, no, that's the only way you can allocate military funds.
Mm.
Yeah, it says unlike the first two pots of money, i.e. the interdiction program and the asset forfeiture, the latter, the military construction funds, can only be accessed through a national emergency declaration.
Huh.
Thank you, Diesel Dave. It's because YouTube doesn't know how to shake its moneymaker. That's us. That's us.
Shake, Scribe, shake.
That's right. We are YouTube's ass right here. While the administration has not yet been enjoined from accessing those funds, the White House is bracing for the possibility that a federal court could issue an injunction on accessing the military construction funds as a result of the lawsuits. The White House did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. 16 states on Monday filed a lawsuit challenging Trump's authority to divert federal funds to build a border wall by declaring a national emergency. It is one of several lawsuits challenging Trump's emergency declaration. While past presidents have declared national emergencies, they have largely been over non-controversial issues and not as a result of Congress rejecting the president's request for specific funds. Yeah, that's the problem I have with the whole thing. This isn't about a national emergency. It's about circumventing Congress. And the fact that he basically said that out loud is why the lawsuits may have some traction. That's the only thing, is that he has clarified that there isn't a national emergency. He's just doing this to get the funding.
Right.
That's
like
gonna be,
dumbass.
Yeah, that's going to be the basis of the constitutional challenge, is that he has openly admitted there is no national emergency for which he made this declaration. Now, there's nothing in the Constitution that says you have to have an actual national emergency to do it, as far as I know. Or what is the threshold that a president has to articulate a national emergency in order to declare one? That's where this case may go if they don't completely side with the executive. So curious to see how it goes, because I don't agree with the national emergency declaration in this case. Let's see. Trump on Tuesday told reporters he believes he is on solid legal footing as he responded to news of the lawsuits being filed. Quote, "I think we'll do very well. We have an absolute right to do that," Trump said. "We need strong borders. We have to stop drugs and crime and criminals and human trafficking, and we have to stop all of those things that a strong wall will stop," unquote. You already screwed yourself over. You already poisoned the well, as it were.
The narrative on both sides seemed, because Trump is saying that it'll stop it, which we know it won't. And the people on the other side are saying they're completely worthless and won't do anything, which we also know is not true. So it's like y'all are both arguing for things that are unrealistic, because it's just like no matter what security system it is how high tech or how advanced you make it, they're going to have some flaws and people are going to get past them. That does not automatically negate them. And we know that they're not flawless. So I hate hearing these discussions going back and forth. People are like, they're totally worthless. They're like, no, they're going to prevent it completely. It's like, y'all are both wrong.
Yeah. It really comes down to I think it was the day he declared or whatever he says. What was it? Quote, "I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster," unquote.
Right. Yeah.
And that, I mean, of a couple other things that he said, that's really, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, it's going to be an interesting challenge. Thank you, Ethan Long. Got to go, but we'll listen later. Well, that's what we're here for. Thank you, Diesel Dave. I'm going to sleep tonight. I bought some sleep aid. Sleep aid, you say? Is that code for whiskey? I don't know. But speaking of which, I have some news regarding Diesel Dave, but I'll get to that at YouTube time. Moving on from that, how about some more Trump controversy that's not wall related?
Sure, why not?
You like legal things that aren't wall related? Yeah. Well, anyway, this happened. The New York Times reports, and that's important to say because so far New York Times is the only source on this. Trump asked Whitaker if he could put prosecutor in charge of Cohen probe. President Donald Trump asked then Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker if a U.S. attorney he appointed could oversee an investigation tied to himself after the U.S. attorney in question had already recused himself from the probe, the New York Times reported Tuesday. The Times report cited several U.S. officials with direct knowledge of the call that the paper said occurred late last year. Trump tapped Whitaker to lead the Justice Department in November after he fired Attorney General Jeff Sessions, whom Trump regularly slammed for recusing himself from the Russia investigation. Trump soured on Whitaker as well, according to the Times, which said it was, quote, unclear, unquote, what Whitaker did after the call. The Times said there was no evidence Whitaker took steps to intervene in the investigation Trump asked about, although the report said he told Justice Department associates that the prosecutors needed, quote, adult supervision, unquote, whatever that means. CNN reported in December that Trump had lashed out at Whitaker on at least 2 occasions, angered by federal prosecutors who referenced Trump in crimes to which his former attorney Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. The first instance came after Cohen pleaded guilty to lying to Congress about a proposed Trump Tower project in Moscow, and the second came after prosecutors implicated Trump in a hush money scheme to silence women. Trump later denied the CNN report in a tweet, saying he had, quote, great respect for Whitaker. Attorney General William Barr was confirmed last week to take over the department permanently. Let's see. Trump on Tuesday denied a question from a reporter about whether he asked Whitaker about a recusal matter in the case. Quote, no, I don't know who gave you that, Trump said. Trump went on to praise Whitaker as a, quote, very, very straight shooter and said he had, quote, a lot of respect for him. So did Trump try to get Whitaker to intervene in a case that had to do with Trump? That's the big question. And if he did, what does that amount to?
Even from the sounds of that, that's not what happened. He just asked if it was possible. He asked Whitaker if he could have somebody do. Was he asking Whitaker to do it, or was he asking if it was possible? Because that's how I would.
Let me see if I can find where the. Oh, CNN already took it off the top. Okay. Breaking news. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, Andrew McCabe says, quote, it's possible, unquote, that Trump is a Russian asset.
Of course.
It's also possible to fly without wings, but I don't know if you can. Let's see. Where was the quote here? Okay. President Donald Trump asked then Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker if a U.S. attorney he appointed could oversee an investigation tied to himself after the U.S. attorney in question had already recused himself. Asked if he could. He didn't tell him to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I understand that is riding the line of improper, etc. But unless he ordered him to do it, it's just a question. Because if Trump doesn't know the legal, limits and etc. of things, and I can imagine he doesn't, since he prior to this was just basically a rich citizen. Yeah. I mean, is it possible for you to do X, Y, and Z? Because I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer. And if you told him no, he'd be like, oh, okay. I really wonder how much of this is these reports are Trump doing something intentionally insidious, or just him showing his reasonable incompetence of how things work in law and order, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it's different if he goes, look, I want you to do this. And instead, like I said, this to me sounded like it was going, is this a possibility? Not, is this done?
Yeah, they need some proof that he actually attempted to force him to do something, like put this attorney that's already recused himself back on the case, even though I appointed him, so it'd be my guy in the whole situation. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm assuming that the accusations are going to be attempted obstruction of justice again.
Of course, that's what it is every time.
Okay. Well, how about some Jussie news?
Jussie.
Yay.
I don't know if this is actually new news, because from the headline, it doesn't sound like anything that we didn't already know from last night, but maybe it's enhancement. I don't know. Chicago police want to talk to Jussie Smollett, but they don't know when that'll happen.
Well, didn't we just establish that it's not happening?
Yeah, just convene a grand jury, and you can indict him later. Chicago detectives want to speak to actor Jussie Smollett, but it's not clear when or if that will happen. Police want to ask Smollett additional questions about the attack he reported on January 29th, but as of Tuesday morning, Smollett's attorneys had not indicated when their client will be available to talk to police. Smollett told authorities that 2 men attacked him, putting a rope around his neck and pouring an unknown chemical substance on him. It's important to say that 2 white men attacked him, because then we get into the next part. 2 brothers were arrested and released in connection with the attack, but are no longer suspects at this time, Chicago police said Monday. The men, who attorney Gloria Schmidt identified as, I'm going to fuck this up, Olabinho Azundaro and Abimbola Azundaro, I know I'm screwing those up, were arrested Wednesday but released without charges Friday after Chicago police cited the discovery of, quote, new evidence. In a joint statement issued to CNN affiliate WBBM, the men said, quote, we are not racist, we are not homophobic, and we are not anti-Trump. We were born and raised in Chicago and are American citizens, unquote. Interesting. On Monday, Ann Kavanaugh with Media Pros 24/7, a firm representing Smollett, Media Pros. If you have to call yourself professionals in your own company name, I don't know. Thank you, Pincala the Driving Ape Man. What do you call 3 black guys in an elevator? A casting call. Oh, yeah. Well, that was a rumor that came out today that the police have since said is not valid or is not corroborated at all. And that was, there was supposedly video or security video showing Jussie and the 2 brothers in an elevator together after the attack, or something to that effect.
Well, I heard it was before the attack.
Oh, before the attack? Okay, well, sometime related to the attack that they were seen together. The police have since issued a statement saying that is unfounded. That claim is unfounded. Now, I don't know if that's code for it's not exactly true, but it has some merit or something, but that's the word they used, unfounded. Thank you, Sanguine. Possible, not even probable, let alone is. McCabe is trying desperately to smoke and mirrors their way to impeachment when there is no there. I don't know. I mean, he got fired for lying, and yet the press are going gog. I mean, I suppose if you have somebody who's willing to, a former super duper official who's willing to sit there in public and say the president is a spy. Also, me and some other people tried to depose him right after he got elected. I guess it makes good copy. I'm not going to lie. It's going to, some people are going to get excited about that. But as far as his credibility is concerned, he's already lost that with losing his job and what he lost it for. So I don't know. But
McCabe's, I think he's also right now trying to get the attention off of what he said before that was really fucking stupid. I mean, he basically admitted to trying to undermine democracy. Now, people get mad at me when I call it treason. I still think it is. But what he admitted to before, he could go to jail for if they decided to go after him and prove he actually had the conversations he had.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just trying to get that heat off of him from the people who paid attention.
Yeah, I don't know how you come back from saying I tried to conspire with people within the government secretly to depose the president. I understand the 25th Amendment is part of law, and that is something that, with circumstances warrant, you could conceivably, activate, but not as a secret backup plan because you don't like the guy that got elected. So I don't know what all the legalese is about that. I don't know if he could actually be tried for treason or something to that effect. But again, it really doesn't do anything to help his credibility on anything else he might have to say about the matter, because it sure sounds like he's a zealot. So him saying, oh, Trump could be a Russian agent. Yeah, he could, but he's probably not. Or else he's a really lousy Russian agent because he's not doing Russia any favors right now. Anyway. And lastly, I have a story about Elizabeth Warren. I should also mention that Bernie Sanders announced that he's running for president.
Oh, yes, he did.
I forget who it was, but I think it was, I forget who it was, but somebody on Twitter earlier today was asking the question, why isn't Bernie running for president trending on Twitter? Because it wasn't.
Because nobody cares.
Nobody gave a shit, yeah. He's yesterday's news. But anyway, regarding Elizabeth Warren is running for president as the wonky professor.
What?
That's the headline, the wonky professor. Now, I read a little bit of this ahead of time because I was curious as to what it was about. Yeah, I mean, Bernie got a lot of shit, and sometimes rightfully so, for his pie-in-the-sky theories on how to improve everybody's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where Elizabeth is going. Senator Elizabeth Warren was just getting started when Eric, an apprentice electrician who works in the solar power industry, asked her how the country could move past an, quote, antiquated system of energy, unquote. To the crowd gathered at a community college gymnasium in New Hampshire last month, the Massachusetts Democrat responded by describing in great detail net metering. Instead of just one factory creating energy, Warren explained, the idea is that, quote, everybody's hooked up by wires, creating something called distributive generation. The result? Individual households, through solar panels on their rooftops or windmills, would produce and store their own energy. Quote, you do it while the sun shines, you store it up, and then you've got it 24 hours a day. Better storage at lower cost is going to help us overall, Warren continued. She turned back to Eric in the audience. Can I get an amen from an electrician on that? The room broke into applause. How? And who's paying for this?
What does that have to do with her being the wonky? Oh, like policy wonk. I get it.
Yeah.
She's going to be the one who gives us all the details, y'all.
Yeah. Even before the official launch of her presidential campaign this month, Warren has made it clear that she is staking her candidacy on the belief that voters will be won over by her ease with policy and a limitless appetite for explaining how decisions in Washington directly affects their lives. In her visits to Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Georgia, Nevada, California, and Puerto Rico over the last 7 weeks, Warren has fielded dozens of questions on an array of issues, everything from net metering to the rising cost of homes, which I'm sure will totally go down if you try to put solar panels and windmills on all of them, to net neutrality to the Puerto Rican debt crisis. She has enthusiastically dived into the weeds, happily declaring herself a nerd who is proud to wonk out.
That's not wonking out. That is pie in the sky right there. How do you achieve that, woman? You crazy bitch. All right, go ahead.
She has already unveiled 2 major policy plans so far this year. Was one of them the Green New Deal? Last month, a wealth tax aimed at American households with net worths of $50 million or more. And on Tuesday, a sweeping universal childcare proposal that would guarantee childcare from birth until the time children enter school. Again,
sounds great. How do we do it?
Yeah, sounds great. How do we pay for it? I have no problem with the idea of making sure that children are taken care of to a certain point, just for the sake of, like, the social well-being of everybody. But how? Warren's former students say her style on the campaign trail mirrors what they experienced in the classroom. Oh, she said things without explaining how they work? Okay. Warren taught special needs children in the 1970s before becoming a law professor, teaching at numerous universities, including the University of Texas in Austin, University of Pennsylvania, and Harvard University. Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy III, who took a bankruptcy course with Warren at Harvard Law School, recalled that it was difficult to get a spot in her class. Quote, her classes were known as the hardest classes at school, not necessarily because of the subject, but because of the teacher. because she would like leave it to you to figure shit out. She wouldn't explain how any of it works.
No, she's a policy wonk, dude.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. So she wants to paint with the colors of the wind. Oh no. Let's see. Kennedy continued, there's not usually a wait list to get into a bankruptcy class, and there's very few people in this world that can make bankruptcy interesting, but she was one of those folks. Okay. Kennedy, who met his wife in Warren's class, endorsed his former professor at her campaign launch event this month. Okay. I'm skimming through the article to see if she explains how any of this is going to work. Of course not. Let's see. Democratic strategist Jeff Guerin stressed the importance of simply being relatable, particularly when voters have such a long list of candidates to choose from. Wait, Elizabeth Warren, relatable? Okay. Quote, I think there's a vibe from candidates that give people a sense of confidence. The vibe is sort of undefinable and indescribable, but you know it when you see it.
Like porn for the Supreme Court.
Yeah, thanks. Said Guerin, who is not advising a 2020 candidate. Quote, and I think it's part of what sets candidates apart from one another. Yeah, you're a campaign advisor or Democrat. You're a Democratic strategist, and you just said inexplicable nonsense. That sounds about right. Thank you, Sanguine. Words have meaning. A wonk actually dives into a topic and proper geeks out about the details, not just throw out ideas and hand wave the hows and whys. Yeah.
It's 2019. Things are changing.
Yeah, it's not wonk, it's woke. Yeah. Don't be a policy wonk, be a policy woke, y'all.
That's right.
Anyway, that's all the stories I had pulled up. Did you guys have anything?
No, the only thing I really saw today was better saved for bucketry time.
Yeah. All right. Well then, guys, it is MSS News time. If you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, please send them to us via the Twitter machine using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll do our best to get through as many as we can. And Data Wasteland says Jay Brown has a birthday today.
Jay Brown?
That's unfortunate.
Is it James Brown?
No, just Jay. I always call him James Brown, and that is wrong.
Oh, okay.
It is Jay Brown. And Jay, it's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday. And around these parts, when somebody has a birthday, we like to celebrate by torturing Satsu, and we're going to do that for you right now. This one is for you. And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy Sorry, I jumped the gun again. That was me. Sorry. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to
you.
The monkey's getting sick. He's trying to hurry up.
That's not it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Jay Brown.
Dear Jay Brown. Jay Brown. See, I did it again. Sorry, Jay.
Jesus.
This is the worst song ever. We're starting over. Sorry.
Oh, well, then I have to
Jay.
change my voice again.
This one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
At least this is entertaining for me.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday, dear Jay
Brown.
Chat, though, is hilarious.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday, Jay. I would have kept going with the original song until I fucked up your name, and then it was like, nope, we're done. Got to restart. I apologize for that.
Thank you, Diesel Dave. Monkey, I've been up since monkey in the morning, so got me some whiskey.
Have a good night, man. Get some sleep.
That's your sleep aid. All right. Let's see. Well, moving on to the schnuzz, the MSS schnuzz. This one comes from Kayak Zera, or maybe Kara Zarek, depending on who we're talking about here. Let's see. Good Samaritans witness dogs protect children walking along I-10. All right.
Why are they walking along I-10?
Okaloosa County, Florida. Okaloosa. Heroes can come in all shape and sizes. Yeah, they can, can't they? I suppose. Nah, I'm not going to go there. This time around, 2 dogs are being credited with saving the lives of 2 children who ended up on a busy highway. The side of Interstate 10 is no place for children, but 2 kids found themselves. No. 2 kids were neglected by their guardians, is how that should start. But anyway, 2 kids found themselves there after they say they were chasing a rainbow. Maybe they found that rainbow because luck was on their side Saturday. It came in the form of 2 dogs and a few good Samaritans. Quote, "It touched my soul in a way. I find myself tearing up, but it's good," said Timothy Siros. Tim said it's still hard to believe what happened. Quote, "It was one of the most beautiful things I have ever been a part of," he added. What the fuck is the Hallmark card here? Tim and his brother David were driving down I-10 near mile marker 44 when something caught Tim's eye along the highway's edge. Quote, he said, "Stop the truck, kids," David said. 2 dogs were with the children. David and Tim are convinced the furry friends doubled as the children's guardian angels in absence of responsible adults. The brothers say the children were wet, so they brought them into the truck. Then they wrapped them in a jacket, turned on the heat, and waited for law enforcement to arrive. They think it's more than good timing. While people are calling them heroes, they disagree. All they did was help 2 very good dogs. Okay. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office said the children's foster father had an, quote, ambulatory condition, which made it impossible for him to go after the kids.
Then why
be in charge of them?
Yeah. Why is he being given guardianship of small children?
They're just like, "We're out of here." He's like, "Okay, come back alive."
Maybe he should lose his foster parents' license or certification or whatever.
Nice.
No criminal charges were pursued after law enforcement says he made a diligent effort to find the children. Well, good on the dog, good on the brothers. Take those kids away from that man. I mean, even if he's a well-meaning person, if he can't keep up with small children that they're going to run out onto a freeway, he needs to not be supervising children. Thank you, Diesel Dave. That's a freeway. What the fuck? Yeah. This is a bittersweet story, mostly on the bitter in my book. But
yeah, thank God those kids are okay. But look, just because somebody wants to be a parent or whatever doesn't mean you should be. And if you can't take care of those kids, sorry, you shouldn't have them.
Moving on. This one comes from Boatman99. And appropriately enough, Boatman sends us a story about sharks. Great white sharks could help scientists find cure for cancer in humans.
That's racist.
What?
That's racist.
How is that racist?
Because you said great and white in the same sentence. You fucking racist.
Oh.
Hear you, sir.
Well, I mean, they're villains in movies.
Repent.
All right. I'm so sorry. Great white sharks could help scientists discover a cure for cancer in humans thanks to their huge and extraordinary genome. You thought I was going to say dick, didn't you?
No, I didn't, you disgusting person.
Oh.
To be honest, I've never seen a shark dick.
Neither have I. The first map of the animal's DNA has uncovered a range of mutations that protect against the disease of cancer and other age-related conditions, as well as enhanced wound healing. Wolverine, guys, this is it. Except it'll be Sharkarine. Sharkarine. Yeah, we
Sharknado.
I want to be fused with shark DNA so I can avoid cancer and live forever.
What do you think the price of Sharkamantium would be?
Oh man. At least 20 tons of unobtainium. Great white sharks, which measure up to 20 feet long and weigh as much as 3 tons, have been on Earth for at least 16 million years. Over time, they have evolved numerous molecular changes in genes linked to DNA repair and damage tolerance. These adaptations have acted to keep the shark's genome stable. Study co-leader Dr. Mahmoud Shiviji, I'm probably fucking that up, director of the Save Our Seas Foundation Shark Research Center at Nova Southeastern University in Florida, Jesus Christ, said, quote, not only were there a surprisingly high number of genome stability genes that contain these adaptive changes, but there was also an enrichment of several of these genes, highlighting the importance of this genetic fine-tuning in the white shark, unquote. Okay, I don't care whatever the science is. Infuse me with shark DNA right now. Just do it. I'll be your guinea pig. Go for it.
Oh, monkey shark DNA. That might do it.
Yep.
That'd be what, yeah.
Ooh,
my final solution.
A monkey shark. Or sharky?
Monkey.
Like a mark or a shark? Or shark
I like a mark better because
mark.
That's an insult.
That is
a mark
ass bitch.
Mark ass bitch.
Oh, is that actually a thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, this
damn
is
white people.
I know. I am the ignorant white person. What can I tell you? Let's see.
Trick.
If I was a trick, at least I'd be making some money. Let's see. This one comes from Judge Death.
Yeah.
New York City to ban harassment and discrimination based on hairstyle.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
Did we talk about this?
No. The story that inspired it.
Okay. Oh, the wrestling thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
New York City will soon ban hair-based discrimination in a first-of-its-kind policy. Yeah, first of its kind, almost like it's not really needed. The New York City Commission on Human Rights is expected to issue new guidelines this week that would consider harassment or discrimination based on hair or hairstyle to be a form of racial discrimination.
Wait a minute.
Well, I recall a story from not that, maybe it's a couple of years ago now, where a white girl got cornrows and she was harassed off of Instagram or something.
Now, if it includes that would be interesting. So it's like, so activist, you can no longer fucking give white people shit for their hair.
The guidelines reportedly point specifically to traditionally African-American hairstyles, including, quote, natural hair, treated or untreated hairstyles such as locks, cornrows, twists, braids, bantu knots, fades, afros, and or the right to keep hair in an uncut or untrimmed state, unquote. So this is race specific. It's not just about hairstyles in general.
It is completely race specific, it seems, which is kind of weird. Like, what if it's necessary for your job?
Not anymore. It can't be.
Carmelin P. Malali, if I'm saying that correctly, the commissioner and chairwoman of the Human Rights Commission, told the Times that the guidelines are intended as a check on business and employer policies banning certain hairstyles, which she says are, quote, based on racist standards of appearance, unquote. Quote, there's nothing keeping us from calling out these policies prohibiting natural hair or hairstyles most closely associated with Black people, unquote, she said, adding that such policies push, quote, racist stereotypes that say Black hairstyles are unprofessional or improper, unquote.
Talking about a natural, too. Okay.
Okay. I'm curious. Can you make a law that, well, I guess you, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. I'm curious to see that like be challenged in some way or actually be enforced and see how that plays out. Because I don't know. Seems awfully arbitrary, like what constitutes a natural hairstyle and what then constitutes harassment. If it's like, you know, I don't even know, like if there's a business or something that says everybody here has to have your hair cropped short for safety reasons or something.
No. Nope.
Does that equate to discrimination?
Well, I mean, they'll probably be like, oh, well, it specifically states for safety reasons or some shit. I don't know. It just seems odd. But you better believe there's going to be exceptions. Like, they're going to be like, okay, You're not allowed to be mean to people about their hair or discriminate unless they're white. If they're white, it's fine. But if they're black, no, you can't. You can't do that.
Anyway,
like it specifically is talking about protecting black hairstyles.
Yep.
Traditionally black hairstyles.
Yeah, and the world definitely will do much better in a place where there are laws that only apply to certain people.
So, and there was that video from a couple of years ago too, where a white kid at a college who had dreadlocks was being, let's say, confronted by two black students who said that he shouldn't have that hair. And it's like, you can't have that hair. That's Egyptian. And he's like, well, are you Egyptian? Like, yeah. So, again, I'm curious to see if and when this actually comes into play and if we'll ever hear about it. Speaking of legal weirdness, this one comes from Massive Dynamics. If it'll pop up here. Mom and dad to become parent 1 and 2 under new law in France. French schools are set to replace the titles mum and dad with parent 1 and parent 2 to avoid discrimination against same-sex parents. Well, if you call one parent parent 2, aren't you devaluing their role as a parent?
Don't think about it too hard, Scribe.
Oh, I can't help myself. I think too much. The new law was passed through the French Parliament this week to recognize parents with the same gender and give them a fair recognition. Okay. The bill was tabled by MP Valerie Petite, Valerie Short, I love it, and the aim with the aim of, quote, anchoring the diversity of families with children in the law. Okay. The Schools of Trust Amendment was backed by President Emmanuel Macron's République En Marche party, or En Marche, I suppose. The amendment says, quote, to prevent discrimination, school enrollment, class registers, parental authorization, and all other forms involving children must mention only parent 1 and parent 2. So what if you got a male and a female set of parents, and one's named Chris and one's named Pat, but you can't refer to one as the dad or the mom, but one of them has kidnapped the kids. What gender are you looking for?
You're looking for one.
Parent 2.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Thank you, Sanguine. Scribe's new labels, parent 1 and parent A. That's right. There you go. Then nobody can feel left out because they're all first.
Well,
like merit badges.
Why not mom and mom?
Yeah. Or like dad and super dad.
How are they being discriminated against?
Yeah, that's the part I don't get. It's like how.
Well, because the forms say mom and dad, and if there's two chicks, then one of them's not a dad, man.
Yeah, or why don't you just put like parental role or something, and they circle one or the other, and that they both circle dad, they both dads. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, where's the love for parent 3?
Uh-oh.
Parent 3 is Mormon, and nobody cares about them.
Let's see. Yeah, parent 3 would be like Celestial Bride or something. This one comes from Chap. Just Chap. Chappy! An 11-year-old student was arrested in Florida after refusing to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, I meant to bring this up yesterday.
Didn't we read this?
No, I don't think we did.
Okay.
It was
on. I'm sorry, they read it on Ghost Poo. That's why you're thinking.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Right. A 6th grade student at a Florida school was arrested for disruption and resisting arrest after a confrontation with a teacher in which he refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, reportedly saying the flag was racist and the pledge was offensive to black people. Spectrum Bay News 9 reports that the 11-year-old was removed from class on February 4th, suspended for 3 days, arrested shortly after, and taken to a juvenile detention center. The dispute ensued after a substitute teacher at Childs Middle Academy in Lakeland, I think I'm saying that right, asked him to stand up, reportedly unaware of that the Seriously? Okay. Yahoo News. Reportedly unaware of that the school does not require participation during the pledge. School district authorities stressed that the student was arrested for disruption, not for refusing to stand. The Ledger cites Polk County Public Schools spokesman Kyle Kennedy, saying the student repeatedly refused to follow instructions from school staff and law enforcement, adding that students, quote, are not required to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance. According to a statement submitted to the district, the teacher reportedly told the boy, quote, why if it was so bad here did he why if it was so bad here he did not go to another place to live, unquote. I'm reading it as it's written, guys. He reportedly replied by saying, quote, they brought me here, unquote. Okay. She then responded by saying, well, you can always go back because I came from Cuba, and the day I feel I'm not welcome here anymore, I would find another place to live, unquote. The teacher then said she called the office because she, quote, did not want to continue dealing with him. The student's mother, Dakira Talbot, wants the charges to be dropped and says the incident should have been handled better. Quote, she was wrong. She was way out of place. If she felt like there was an issue with my son not standing for the flag, she should have resolved that in a way different manner than she did, said Talbot. I want the charges dropped, and I want the school to be held accountable for what happened because it shouldn't have been handled the way it was handled. Okay, well, if you're going on the basis of he was arrested because he wouldn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, you might have a point. But both the authorities and the school say he was arrested because he was disruptive and resisted school staff, and we don't know what disruptive means, but...
Well, my problem with that is the whole reason that they would have confronted him and talked to him or had a problem with him in the first place for him to be disruptive is the fact that they noticed that he was not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which they took issue with, which caused the problem to begin with. Because if it wasn't an issue, then they wouldn't have been fucking with him about it in the first place, right?
Well, yeah, the school does not require it, but this is a substitute teacher who obviously wasn't aware of that particular rule or condition or something.
Right. So, yeah, it's not his fault.
Oh, it's still his fault how he reacted.
Probably, but I hate that shit. I
understand. Yeah.
Growing up in the hood, like I've dealt with that shit before, where you're minding your business and a cop comes up and fucks with you. Like you're not doing anything. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna fuck with you, and then I'm gonna try to arrest you for no reason. And if you resist, then you're resisting arrest. And it's like, but I was just minding my business, and you just came out of nowhere and started fucking with me. And now you're saying, well, you were resisting arrest. It's like, what the fuck were you arresting me for? It doesn't matter. Now we got you. And I'm just like, come on, man. What the fuck? That shit pisses me off. I hate shit like that. Leave them the fuck alone. If it wasn't an issue, then you shouldn't have been fucking with them.
That is true. And yeah, they should drop the charges just because it's the right thing to do. But again, well, that depends. Did he like hit anybody or something? Because that would change it a little bit. But otherwise,
yeah. You know, if he was violent or something like that, then
he was just telling him to kiss his ass. I have no problem with
that. Yeah, so I've actually had that shit happen on a couple occasions where, you know, people just come and fuck with you out of nowhere, and then because you resisted them or gave them shit for fucking with you, they're like, oh well, now we got to bring you in, and if you resist, that's resisting arrest, and regardless of what we're fucking with you for in the first place, that's irrelevant. The bottom line is we tried to arrest you and you didn't let us for no reason. So there you go. Yeah, but anyway, that struck a little nerve there.
Well, that was exciting. My internet just died all of a sudden for some reason.
Oh, I thought you were just being quiet because we were.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
know. No,
I was ranting.
I dropped out. That was me going bye-bye.
Oh shit.
Well, welcome back then.
Yeah, thank you. Nope. This arrest is fruit of the poisonous tree. School loses. Also, have you guys talked about Sandman lawsuit yet? No, I don't know what that is.
Sandman lawsuit.
Don't know. Are you talking about like the YouTuber, or are you talking about like Neil Gaiman or something? No, I take Satsu's point. We don't know the circumstances of what caused him. I mean, if he was being unjustly targeted by the teacher for something that he knew he didn't have to do, like I don't imagine this was the first time the kid didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance if this was a substitute teacher.
Right.
So the fact that she was coming after him for something that he knew he wasn't going to get in trouble for, I could see that stoking some anger in the kid. I don't know how old the kid was. Did they say he was like a 6th grader or something? So, yeah.
What bothers me about it is, as far as I know, across the country, that is the law. You can't force a kid to stand up. Wasn't that a Supreme Court decision?
I don't know if it's the law, but I don't know. I mean, I would assume that regardless, it is a First Amendment right. You don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, they're talking about Nick Sandman. That's 2 N's at the end of his name, guys.
Oh, okay. So Sandman, I was like, Spider-Man's around? What's going on? Just douse him in water. That's how you beat him in the Sega Genesis game.
And I'm not being a dick there. It's just how I know his name versus any other, Sandman.
Let's see. Nick Sandman has filed a $250 million lawsuit against Washington Post. Hey, by all means.
Good.
Him and all the other kids involved in that situation deserve some payback for the bullshit they had to go through because of that stuff. Anyway, moving on. Oh boy, how about some modern day vampires, guys?
Sure, why not?
All right, because I like vampires. This one comes from Pinkalo the Driving Ape Man. Excuse me. If I can talk. And hopefully I don't get cut off again. Beware of buying young people's blood to prevent aging, FDA says. They need to tell us this? They need to tell us this. The idea of young blood infusions has attracted tech entrepreneurs. A company called Ambrosia, which is totally not a front for a vampire conspiracy, sells 1 liter of blood plasma from donors between the ages of 16 and 25.
Why?
Thank you, Snubbirth. Lawsuits aplenty to come. Washington Post, a voice actor being slandered, finally is pursuing legal action, and 16 states. Oh, nice. Is Vic, what's his name?
Vic's doing.
Okay, wow.
Good.
And the Wall lawsuits. Taking a young person's plasma and infusing it into an older person to ward off aging, a therapy that's fascinated some of the biggest names in Silicon Valley, has no proven clinical benefit, the Food and Drug Administration said. Yeah, imagine that. The agency issued a safety alert on Tuesday about the infusion of plasma from young donors for the prevention of conditions such as aging or memory loss, or for the treatment of such conditions as dementia, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, I don't think clean blood is going to change your psychology. I don't know. Quote, there is no proven clinical benefit of infusion of plasma from young donors to cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent these conditions, and there are risks associated with the use of any plasma product, the FDA said. Yeah, I think that, it sounds like alchemy, or like was it Lady Bathory or whatever, the Middle Ages lady who like bathed in the blood of virgins she killed in order to keep herself young.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that the plot on that shitty ass video game movie?
Oh God, it surprises me how many people have actually seen that thing, given how horrible it was. And I watched it with friends like the year it came out on home video or something. It was so bad.
What was it called? Stay Alive or some shit? I don't know.
Something like it was. I don't even remember. I remember watching it, and I don't know why I remember watching it. It was so terrible. But anyway, let's see. We'll do one more here. Okay, I'm gonna keep that one for deep topic time. So this one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Melbourne mum outraged by Willie on toy lion.
Dude, I hope they're talking about the brand that I think they're talking about, because they sell those at Target.
I don't know. A pre-zoo visit purchase ended up a little more educational than one mother of 5 had hoped. Tanya Husnu said she was shocked, when her 4-year-old son ran up to her claiming the toy lion she had just bought him at the Melbourne Kmart had a willy. Confused, the 33-year-old mother looked at the toy and, sure enough, under the lion's tail was an unmistakable depiction of male genitalia. I'm not even sure if that's what lion's genitalia looks like, but I don't know. Adding to the confusion...
Got a human dick.
The confusion, really? The toy elephant and hippopotamus she bought for her other children didn't have any appendages, just the lion. Quote, we were planning a trip to the zoo, and I thought it'd be really great if the kids could take some animal toys with them on the day. She said, oh, she's a professional blogger.
Uh-huh.
Well,
right. Okay. We went into Kmart, and my 3 youngest picked up their own toys. They were all really happy with them. Then one of the twins turned the lion around, and my daughter yelled out, look, Mom, the lion's got a willy. And they all started laughing. Miss Husnu said she wanted Kmart to stop selling the toy, which is aimed at children older than 3, because children don't have willies of their own. And animals they see at the zoo certainly won't have.
I was going to say, she's taking them to the zoo. She knows they have, you know, real life, right?
Well, hey, that lion in there has an actual penis. Cut it off immediately.
She said parents should decide when to teach their children about genitalia.
Don't you think? What was she going to tell them at the zoo when they saw the lion's wiener?
Well, her daughter immediately identified it, so clearly they already know. What do you mean?
Stupid. Anyway,
guys, let's be offended for no reason.
Yeah, and I'm a professional blogger, and here's my topic for getting clicks.
Yeah.
Ad revenue away. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the stories. As we say, as often as we can, you guys are half the show between the stories you send and the questions you ask. And so thank you so much. But moving on to YouTube time. Satsu, what did you do today?
I didn't do anything really YouTube related. But that story that you just talked about, I swear I thought it was going to talk about the brand that they sell at Target. Back when I used to work there or whatever, there was some kids in the aisle, and she was just looking at it, and she's like, oh, look, a toy horse or whatever. This was a little girl, mind you. She had to be no older than 8. And she had picked it up, and she looked at it, and she was like, oh, my God, look at that dick. And I was just like,
wow.
And I was like, oh, shit. And her mom was like, oh, what did you just say? She looked over. She was like, holy shit. She was like,
that is a big dick.
Yeah, she was like mad. She had that tone like, holy fuck, what did you just say? And she looked over at it. She was like, oh my God. And man, that was a wonderful day. That was a good day at work. As far as YouTube though, I didn't do much today, other than sit around and look at stuff that I probably could have done a video on, but just didn't. I am contemplating on playing Metro after this, because I know it's me and Monkey's day off or whatever, but Metro came out and that game looks fucking excellent. So if you guys are interested, if anybody's interested in me watching Metro, speak now or forever hold your peace, because if I don't end up playing, I'm just gonna go sleep. So let me know, because it's a pretty awesome game. Oh shit. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, let's see. I wrote most of a first draft of my next video with that Matthew Solomon empowerment coach guy. Yeah, about 3/4 of the way through the video, I start feeling sorry for him, because he starts giving examples of, the problems with men in relationships with women. And I swear to God, he's talking about himself. And how, he just didn't work out. I don't know, like I say, and I say that in the video. It's like, I don't know for sure, but this sounds like it. And but the thing is, I'm not going to show it in the video I cut together, because it would just take forever. But he has these really long pauses in between moments where he's talking, and he's looking at the camera with that same dead 1,000-yard stare that I pointed out in that first video. Mm-hmm. It's honestly a little disturbing and creepy. I understand he's probably thinking of what to say next. He's just doing it in front of his camera kind of thing in his bedroom kind of deal, or his workshop or whatever. But it's like, I'm just like waiting, like he's like blah, 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 and then just stares into your soul for like the count of 5. And then he starts talking again. Okay. But I'm going to take all that out because it's just unnecessary. But I will be using one of those dead stares as the thumbnail for sure. Other than that, on Sunday, granted all the technical issues can be worked out, will be the next installment of Familiar with the Matter. And this time I will be having on as my guest frequent chat denizen and friend of the show, Diesel Dave, to talk about long haul trucking. Because I know I've heard stories about that kind of work. I don't know for sure about that kind of work. So that'll be on Sunday, the 24th at noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT. And so I look forward to seeing people there. Monkey, what'd you do today?
I did a monkey in the morning and nothing since.
Good talk.
Oh no, I was on Bloodwing's show for a while. I forgot about that. So yeah, I did something else, I guess.
And how is Bloodwing?
Good.
We should have him on again sometime. We haven't had him on in a while.
We haven't had him on for a while. Well, he's also, I mean, he's an old man. He goes to bed early.
That's true. That's true. All right, so internet fuckatry time. I don't. The only thing that pops out to me today is, and this is a little bit nerdery, but apparently Lucasfilm is considering developing a Rose Tycho TV series. And like, and on Twitter, I think almost every time I saw a tweet about this after I forget where I got the link from. Anyway, the biggest question is why. I mean,
well, she was so popular in the movie, man.
Of all the characters you could do a TV series of out of Star Wars, I'm not talking about just like The Last Jedi, but just Star Wars in general. Why? She was. I mean, her actions and behavior as a character were ridiculous. She waxed all sappy about saving the animals on the casino planet. She did very little in the course of the movie that actually propelled the plot forward. And then she tried to kill herself and Finn at the same time that he was trying to save the base. And then said, love will save us. Like, I couldn't care less about knowing any more adventures of this character or her backstory or something. And of all the characters that are far more interesting than this one, really, why?
To me, when I read that, because I the only way I knew about it was your tweet. My first instinct was, oh, this is a fuck you to all the people who hated her. Right. And I mean, maybe that's me just being way too cynical about it, but I mean, and she was a bad character. Nobody liked her.
Yeah, and that's really the basis on which you want to invest in an entire TV show, especially a Star Wars TV show. The cost of that is going to be.
The only other thing that makes sense to me is that they actually believe the anti-press about all that, because she was not a well-liked character at all. And there was the pushback about, oh, you just don't like her because she's a woman, and like, oh, maybe there's a lot of interest in this character. No, there's not. There's really not, guys. Don't do it.
Thank you, Sanguine. 4 seasons of her being an okay mechanic. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, real quick. Scribe Light, thank you, guys. My darling husband told me to listen when I got to work. I love it. Kat, I hope you had a great birthday, and I'm glad you liked your song.
Yes, happy birthday, Kat. Yeah, I said in my tweet, of all the characters that I've seen in the post-prequel, productions or whatever that I'd want to see a series on, it's the bounty hunter from the Clone Wars animated series, Cad Bane. That guy is interesting. That guy's got personality. I would love to see an anti-hero Star Wars show that deals with the underworld. I've always wanted to see that ever since that 1313 game was teased. I always thought that'd be a great setting to look at the other side of that universe that doesn't have to do with Jedi Knights and everything else. Show us the seedier side. Show us like a noir Star Wars story. That'd be great. They're never going to do it, though, because that'd be too cool, I guess. Thank you, Diesel Dave. Went to get some food, and I swear to God, I run into one more rude driver, and I'm going to whoop his ass. I'm used to it from four-wheelers, but a driver. I see. So there's standards amongst drivers.
Yes.
We'll talk about that on Sunday, I'm sure. Snubberth says, Scribelight, ask Monkey about Andy Worski's porn channel debut. Oh, God, really?
I have no clue about that.
That's news to me. Anyway, Satsu, do you have any fucketry?
I like the fact that he called them four-wheelers.
Yeah.
That's funny. Goddamn four-wheel. All right, let's see.
I like that you just gave him that thick Southern accent.
Because it just sounds like something somebody
four-wheelers.
Very Southern would say. So I got into a couple things over on the Twitter machine. A lot of very stupid people jumping on the what the fuck was that dude's name?
John Wayne.
John Wayne. Shit.
What the fuck was that dude's name? What?
What
the hell is wrong with you? He's an American hero.
To who?
Not anymore.
What the?
Racists everywhere, apparently. Racists and sexists everywhere.
Duke. It's the Duke.
The
I think Scribe forgot who he was talking to.
Oh my gosh.
Ku Klux Klan.
You guys. Anyway.
I think Scribe forgot who he was talking to.
Don't you know who you're talking to?
Ask him who Medina is. He'll know.
Who?
Thank you, number 13. Let Weebo enlighten you about Andy, Monkey. Well, Weebo should check her Twitter, but then wait for us to finish our fucketry time.
Yeah, people freaking out about that dumb shit because, like as I said before, that you are apparently so oppressed today, like so plagued by things that are just coming at you left and right that you got enough time to look in the past, like fucking 47 years, and it's like, look at this thing that happened.
To a dead guy.
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
hasn't he been dead since the 80s or some shit like that?
Yeah, I mean, so and this is what when I saw that I was like, wait a second. And I was like, okay, he said these things, but seriously, you have to go to effort to get to be offended about something like that, and especially about somebody who, like I say, Hollywood legend, etc. But when was the last time John Wayne was actually relevant to anything outside of a Western movie fest or something?
My favorite part of it is that John Wayne's statements from 1971 have reignited the debate about race and sexism. Like, how?
John Wayne to do that?
He said it in 1971. He's been dead for fucking 30 years. How did this reignite anything?
Speaking of racist and sexist, hi, Weebo.
Wow. Hang on. Hold up.
Hold on. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Marion Morrison. Yes, that was John Wayne's real name.
What's a John Wayne? Gacy?
He was an actor.
Oh, yeah, that's way before my time.
It's way before most of our times, but anyway.
The other thing. Hello, Weebo. The other thing I saw was some dude complaining that people are review bombing Captain Marvel, and they're saying that review bombing of Captain Marvel has already begun before the fucking movie has even screened to the press. The worst fandom, the worst of fandom, and dickless dudes that can't handle a female lead. So,
Jesus.
Just to let you guys know, if you are a woman and you dislike this movie, congratulations, you are a dickless dude now.
Wait, what? I'm a dickless dude? I vehemently deny this.
Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave. I ain't gonna hit you. I ain't gonna hit you. Like hell, I'm not. Oh, jeez, Dave. Settle down.
Yeah, so I saw that, and then I raised a point on Twitter about this earlier, and I was curious to hear what you guys thought about this. So I was asking, can you guys think of a single female-led movie that SJWs told us that we better like or else that wasn't initially promoted as a film for female empowerment? And the reason that I asked that is because I can't think of a single one. I can't think of any movie that was female-led that has come out in the past, 10 years that did not come out and say, this is a movie for female empowerment. Women should go see this movie because it's awesome and it's amazing. And it didn't. And people were like, if you don't go see that movie, you're a sexist. I can't
wait. Hang on.
Last 10 years? Okay. Well, that's.
I can think of a recent one that hasn't really been promoted as such. Alita Battle Angel. I haven't seen much in terms of like, if you don't like this, you're fucking sexist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But was that movie promoted as a female empowerment movie, or did it just star a female character?
It just stars a female character. I'm not sure if it actually has been promoted as such because I haven't seen anything.
But that's the point that I'm making, because reviews are coming out for Alita Battle Angel, and nobody is saying if you review this movie poorly, you clearly hate women.
I got one. The Mortal Engines.
That was a shit movie anyway.
Well, I know it was a shit movie, but it wasn't being promoted as female empowerment. But the main character, and actually several of the main characters, if I recall, are female.
Right, but when that movie came out, were a whole bunch of people saying, if you don't like that movie, you hate women.
Well, they're only going to say that about a movie that I guess is promoted that way to begin with. Anyways, thank you, Sanguine. Here's a good switch to beat the lovely missus with, unquote.
What?
Are you talking
about John Wayne, I believe?
Talking about the Nintendo Switch? No, anyway. Movies where the advertising campaign, Captain Marvel makes absolutely no bones about the fact that we're supposed to focus on the fact that she's female. I mean, the ad campaign itself tells us the most important thing about this movie is that it's a she.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Alita Battle Angel, well, it's robots and stuff. And Mortal Engines, it was just cities on wheels. That's sort of like the foci of the whole thing. But yeah, those aren't political statements, I guess, because that's probably not an advertising risk they want to take. You know, because if you start politicizing your movie and you don't have a built-in fan base for it, like Alita Battle Angel, there wasn't some huge fan base pre-existing whatever that was going to start protesting the fact that the main character is a female, because the main character has always been a female for that show or that franchise, that manga. And this is the first movie, so they don't need to promote the idea that it's a female, because anybody who's going to go see the movie in the first place already likes the fact that it's female.
Well,
for Mortal Engines, they're starting a new franchise, whereas Marvel, they've got the impetus and they got the momentum of their other movies and everything else. Say, oh, this is the first female superhero in the Marvel Universe movie. Or the Ghostbusters, this is a reboot of the thing because it's better because it's women.
Well, if I'm getting your point, though, Satsu, the point here being that it's only when we're told it's female empowerment that everybody's like, this movie sucks, because that's all the movie's about.
Yeah, well, it ain't even that people come out and say that the movie sucks. It's people are kind of put off at the fact that they're being told you need to see this movie because vagina. And if you don't, then clearly you hate vagina. But all these movies, these other female-led movies, come out no problem that aren't being promoted that way. And they're just like, whatever, you can go see that movie or not. The movie does great. We don't care about the fact that that other movie with a female lead did great and no male complained about there being a female lead. But now that this movie is saying, hey, if you have a dick and you don't go see this movie, fuck you, you piece of shit. And they're like, that's not cool. Then they're like, oh, well, you must be a sexist and hate women.
Well, it's the same Ghostbuster thing. It's like any opposition is obviously sexist. Thank you, Kitty. Scribe, I loved your meowing. Thank you. You're welcome.
You meowed? Wait, hang on. Meow for me.
Meow, 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 meow.
So okay. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
I do real singing, and you're getting all the credit for your meow, and I feel bad now.
That's right.
Adorable.
Because I am creative.
Yeah,
hey, I have a question.
Yes.
What are you guys going to do singing-wise for when I turn 21?
That's my night off.
Oh, I know. I go like singing wise when you turn 21. The Queen of Schlong. Let's see, it'd be something like. Oh
my god! Thanks.
You're welcome.
So much.
There you go. There's a preview for you.
Did you just snort?
What? A little bit.
I love when you snort.
Thank you.
Cocaine. You done Satsu, or is that anything else?
No, but the reason that I put up this post to begin with was just to point out that that narrative only sprouts up sometimes with some female-led movies or female-led anything. And it only seems to be when they come out and say that this is made for women and for women empowerment. and everything else kind of gets ignored, which I thought was weird because you would think that every movie that stars females or has a high female profile, I guess, would get that treatment. Like every single movie that comes out, they'd be like, yeah, you better like this movie or it's sexist. But no, it's just the ones that are promoted with female in mind. But yeah.
Oh, I just remembered another one, Hunger Games.
Yeah, well, I don't remember much press about that. Thank you, Kitty, again. Monkey, I loved your voice too. I felt special.
Oh, don't suck up to me now. But no, you're
too late.
I really hope you had a great birthday. I really do.
I'm glad you did. Monkey, do you have any fuckatry? And if you do, keep it a little brief because we have to talk to Weebo about Andy Worski porn.
No, the only other thing, this popped up pretty much right before we went to air. There's a story going around about how Jesse Smollett lied back in 2009? Is that what it was, Satsu?
Yeah, 2007.
To the police. 2007, yeah. It has nothing to do with the current thing.
Yeah.
He got busted with a DUI. He lied. Has nothing to do with what he's accused of right now.
Yeah.
It's very much like the John Wayne things. Like, let's see how far back in history we can go and be offended. Shut up. Just stop it. Yeah. That's all.
All right. So now the semi-main event, aside from all the other main events. Welcome to Weebo Jones.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Weebo. Well, you're not done yet.
A very feminist stream of you.
That's what we do here. We try to promote women. Especially certain parts of them. So somebody in chat, I forget who it was now, Andy Worski is doing porn now, and you our special porn correspondent, Weebo Jones, will now inform us about Andy Worski. Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave. Sorry, I missed YouTube time. Well, it's still there by the time you can listen to it again. Thank you, Dave. So go ahead, Weebo.
All right. So last night around, I think it was 11 or something at night, Worski's channel goes live. And on this live stream, it's not Worski. The overlay is featuring his sister and all these weird things. Not entirely sure on what exactly was going on with the overlay, but you can look at it. It's actually available online in certain places. But over the overlays, the stream master who was hosting the stream was playing, I guess, snuff. He was playing, I've heard reports of child porn. I've heard reports of actual softcore porn. Just a whole bunch of shit for a solid 20 minutes straight. And it had a total of, when I saw it, like 1.8K viewers consecutively watching this go down live. Before the actual stream went down for good. Worski did not get a strike on his channel as far as I'm aware. And that was about midway through the day today when I was listening to the recap over on the Ralph's Retort. And it's been reported that it had something to do with cow on, I think it's 4chan. Yeah, 4chan. And Anon came out and said that he had managed to keylog Worski's system and released the stream key for Worski's channel to the public. And then Worski said that he had two-factor identification on. So he thinks that it's Geek Thulu because Geek Thulu had the stream key, which is a lesson in using the single-use stream keys, everybody. Only do that.
Are him and Geek fighting now?
Kind of, yes. I heard they had a falling out. I didn't know that was what was going down until last night after everything went down. But I guess they parted ways for whatever reason.
Find other balls to hang on to?
Funny. No, but it was, I couldn't believe my eyes because I saw it live, like the last 10 minutes. I saw it live and then it went down and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Oh my gosh. And then I was frantically trying to find out like more information. So I went to the Kiwi Farms Andy Worski thread and I was looking at it and that's where I saw the cow information and where I found out kind of part of how that could have gone down. So that's my status report. Porn correspondent out.
Yeah, if he has it two-step verification, nobody else can get it unless
they have his stream key.
Well, not just his stream key. I mean,
access to his YouTube channel too, because don't you have to press the start premiere button too? I thought.
Well, it depends. Yeah. The whole cow board having it, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, guys, I haven't watched any of this nonsense in like 2 weeks. I really haven't. So
Well, I only just caught it because I was like, interesting, because he's suing, the stream title was that he was suing Right Wing Watch for calling him a rapist and something about JF, and I was kind of intrigued by that because I have a burning hatred for JF. So
that's
like,
just because you're too smart for him to date.
that too. He blocked me on Twitter because I'm not a fucking potato that he can fuck. Sorry.
Whoa.
He blocked me for making jokes about him fucking retards. It's not my fault he did it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's mad at me for pointing it out.
Anyway, so I was intrigued, so I went over to watch it, and then I found that they were playing porn while I was watching it, and I'm like, I mean, wow. This is the first time I'd ever seen anything like that, so I was just stunned.
You've never seen porn?
No. I mean, like a
I can
hack
help
like
you.
that.
That's exciting.
Weebo makes her own.
Who does that Greek porn?
I'm very familiar with Pornhub. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What is Pornhub?
What's Pornhub?
It's where Weebo makes her other source of income.
No. God, my dad is gonna be so mad if he ever sees this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it finds your Pornhub channel.
Yeah, that too. I'm not supposed to be making these jokes, people.
Uh-oh.
So screen name biggest dick is you.
Wait, how did you know? I don't ever show my face in my porn.
Wait, I thought it was Weebhole Jones.
God damn it.
Press 1 in chat if you'd watch Weebo porn.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Monkey. This
What?
isn't side quest.
I'm just checking.
All
I like
right.
to know who my audience is.
Well, was there anything else in the realm of, say, a deep topic or otherwise that isn't porn related before we move on to chat questions? Whoa! And thank you, Cryptic. Weebo is the chick who sells her soiled panties.
Thanks, but no, I don't. I get to keep my shirt on and still make money, and my panties, and all of my other artifacts of clothing.
Oh, well.
Oh, I bet your panties would sell for a bunch.
Yeah, probably.
You don't even have to actually wear them. Just dip them in like mayonnaise. Let them dry for a couple of days. Hang on. Let it happen. Shh. Just let it happen.
Jesus fuck.
Dip the crotch in some mayo.
Well,
I'm so disappointed.
Dry them out and then sell them.
I think reasonable conversation's gone out the window. So we're gonna move on to chat time.
Can I donate $20 to tomorrow night's show to get Lady Monkey to twist her nipples, Monkey? Because I feel like you deserve it.
Why? I was telling you not to actually do dirty stuff. I was telling you how to get away with it without actually doing it.
I'm just reading the chat right now. One.
There's a bunch of
people
who would watch you do the nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I don't think we mentioned this earlier, but TMZ released that Jussie Smollett's Empire role is slashed in the wake of the scandal.
What role?
Yeah, I heard that earlier today. What's that?
Was he that important to this show, do you think?
I've
never seen an episode.
On their promotional material.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never watched the show, so I don't know what his role was in the story.
I'm too white and hetero for that show, apparently.
Okay, well then, chat, it's your time. If you have questions, comments, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have settings that you'd watch, want to see a Weebo porn take place in, put them in the chat now. If you have questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have just statements you'd like us to just consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. And yeah.
I'd just like to point out she's got that whole police thing going on. So if she pulled you over, yeah, you guys know where I'm going with that. You know where I'm going.
Toasted Network Scribe Light, is Satsu mad that he didn't make it to first place with SBG Challenge? And why was Monkey so quiet during the Bloodwing stream? What is the SBG Challenge?
Oh, that was that
some black guy.
Some black guy.
Oh, right.
No.
God, you are so white.
I don't. What the fuck? Every fucking abbreviation I don't have memorized. All right.
That's trick.
Yeah, he said why he didn't pick any YouTubers. So.
And why was I quiet? I don't know.
Because he's tired, because he's monkey. I don't know. Harvest Marvos, what do you think will happen when Governor Mike DeWine raises gas taxes? Think Ohio will have a yellow vest movement of their own? How high is he planning on raising them? I don't know anything about that story, so I don't know.
Yeah,
$13.50.
$13.50
a gallon? Yeah, that'd probably do it.
$13.50.
What's he doing it for? How much is it? That'll all depend.
It's probably some kind of like environmental thing.
If he's doing for that and he's doing it like massively, say $1 or more a gallon, yeah, I don't know about a yellow vest thing, but you'll have some pushback definitely.
Or if he's doing it for like infrastructure improvements, that might be another thing you do that for.
I think people are more willing to take that.
Yeah, that make more sense. Delhazed, I don't know if I said that correctly. Scribe, did you see the picture I sent to Barbara for U2C? I know Monkey and Satsu have. I don't think I have. I don't know. I have no reference. You know that
she put out a picture yesterday asking people to meme it.
Oh.
To Photoshop the picture and threw a bunch of our avatars in there.
Oh. Okay.
Somebody else cut it out and put her in the casting couch.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, oh, Barb.
Dom O'Leary, what toppings would make your ultimate pizza? Pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms.
Pepperoni or sausage. I'm not picky.
I'm a ham and pineapple guy. Throw a little bit of onion on there.
Sorry.
Jesus.
That's disgusting.
Right? No. Weebo's bulimic. It's okay.
No.
Oh.
I was thinking bacon and bacon.
Bacon and bacon.
And then a little bit of bacon.
Would there be bacon stuffed in the crust?
Yeah, bacon stuffed crust.
Bacon.
The crust will be bacon. Jack Gunsky says, could you let the audience know that we'll be playing Quiplash and other games after the stream on Jack Gunsky's channel? Yes, I can, and I just did.
No.
Yep.
Speaking of that, the server will be open tonight. I won't be in there. We're not going to be streaming it, but it will be open if you guys want to play.
Yep. Frosted Glass, Scribe, did you see the Jessica Jones story I tweeted you? I did. I was going to use that for deep topic time until Weebo intervened. So
I'm sorry.
Maybe we'll get that tomorrow or something.
I haven't talked to my favorite boys on the internet in a while. Okay.
Oh, we're your favorite boys. Oh
yeah.
Cynical Linsky, did you guys see Out Magazine write an article objecting to Trump's plan to decriminalize homosexuality around the world? I saw a tweet that the Democrats' official Twitter retweeted today, where someone was complaining about the fact that Trump has not mentioned anything about Chechnya and crimes against LGBTQ in Chechnya. How dare he take a stance on decriminalizing homophobia in the globe when he's devaluing our rights here. And I found the study that they're basing this initiative on, and it mentions Chechnya and the crimes therein in that study. And so I pointed that out to the person. They never responded. But I don't understand how anybody could say, oh, look, Trump is promoting a global initiative to decriminalize LGBT or just homosexuality worldwide. That's a bad thing, or that's hypocritical or something. Like, what?
That's what I was saying before, dude. They will go against any of their narratives. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're just like, we will fight tooth and nail for this, throw a gigantic parade, and the next day, if Trump says he likes it, fuck all that shit.
Toast Network, has anybody told Satsu he looks like the guy on Bone Thugs and Harmony? Which guy?
There's like 6 of them.
Yeah, there's like half a dozen
You
guys.
look like all of them.
Yeah, just all at once. You look like a mix.
God.
Top Ramen Lewis, Weebo Jones, how would you be interested? How would you be interested in joining a fun group of people playing Jaxbox games?
I've already answered that, and it depends on the time commitment and probably when it would be, because I has a busy schedule.
Thank you, Cryptic. Weebs is pregnant with a Greek grape leaf.
I'm still pregnant. I thought it'd been 9 months already. God damn it.
No. Let's see. Jen T. Maxi, hey, after Lords of the Night, I'm going to be streaming behind-the-scenes gameplay for the 7 Days to Die server if anyone is interested in watching. There you go. If you need your 7 Days to Die fix, go follow Jen T. Maxi after the show. Let's see. Frosted Glass, what's grosser, mayonnaise-stained panties or ham and pineapple pizza, and why is it the pizza?
Do I look like STA to you? Does any of us?
If you wear a brown wig, maybe.
She's got red hair, though.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm used to her having brown hair, so yeah, I guess.
Have you not been paying attention?
Well, I knew her one way for the longest time. That's how the image in my head is. She's got brown hair.
Gribble. On the show again for fan fiction night.
I still need to write another fan fiction for you guys. Toasted Network, Scribe, can you please tell everyone about my series on my channel, Toasted Random Thoughts? Well, I just have. There you go. Let's see. And then Jen T. Massey says, Scribe, can you ask Monkey to tell Weebo my Irish pipeline joke?
What Irish pipeline joke?
I don't remember. It was something about mashed potatoes in a condom.
Wow, that's almost funny without the joke.
It's
Dom O'Leary, what's the funniest joke you've ever heard? I'm with her.
The pink text is real.
There you go.
Elizabeth Warren is a Native American.
Weebo?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Let us
who?
Let us entertain you.
Okay. Pizza Dave, Scribe Light, spinach, feta cheese, onions, mushrooms, and Alfredo sauce. Oh, that's your favorite pizza? All right.
That's not pizza.
Yeah, that sounds more like a salad.
It's not pizza. What are you doing?
Whatever works for you, Dave.
I'm supposed to make Scribe read My Immortal. We did that once, and he didn't survive very long.
That was funny.
Monkey did it.
Joys of Sorrow, Satsu, have you watched Overlord yet?
Nah, bruh.
Did you ever watch Last Man Standing or whatever that was?
Oh my god, I love that show.
No, not that.
The movie with Bruce Willis?
The one that Stunlock wants you to watch.
Oh, the fucking... I watched like 2 episodes of it. The Last Guy or some shit like that. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Let's see, Dom O'Leary, what's the most cringe-worthy song that you actually dig?
Oh God, I'm afraid to say.
Faith of the Heart, I think it's called. That was the theme song for the Enterprise TV show. It's just so cheesily power ballad. It's horrible, but for some reason, it makes me smile.
I just typed mine in the chat.
Pon, pon, pon.
Pon, pon, pon.
Just don't look it up if you dare.
Now,
everything I like is amazing, so I don't understand that question.
Devil Fruit Zero, Scribe, do you think the Star Wars franchise is going to get much, much worse?
Oh, it's in Japanese.
Can it?
I
don't listen to it.
So here's my prediction. Let me say. I think the J.J. Abrams movie, the next one, won't be Last Jedi terrible, but the fruit of the poison tree thing applies. So much was just fucked up in The Last Jedi. Everything in 9 is going to be functionally a Band-Aid to try to fix the damage, because Rian Johnson took all the story prompts that J.J. Abrams left behind for him from Force Awakens and said, fuck it. And just, I'm going to do my own thing. And, Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars and Lucasfilm, they let him do it. And now JJ's got to try to clean up things. He's there to try to save the franchise, honestly. And I'm not quite sure he can do it after not only Lucasfilm, but the director of the last film and the treatment of the characters in the last film were all one big giant middle finger to the fans. Now, the only thing that I think can save Star Wars is if, with this next movie, they never return to those storylines again. and they start doing side stories or TV shows that are very focused and high quality. Now, the thing that God, I forget his name all of a sudden. The guy that did the Iron Man movie, he's directing the Mandalorian TV show. I'm kind of looking forward to that because I think Jon Favreau, I think he cares enough about the property and knows enough about the property to do a good show with that. But it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of apologies, essentially, from Lucasfilm to try to rebuild or regain their fan base back. But as much damage as they've already done with some of their rhetoric towards the fan base and Last Jedi, I don't know if they can fix that. Let's see. Moving on. I'm trying to. My chat jumped. Sorry, guys. Ebony Williams, Lords of the Night, dinner date with $500,000, no sex, but a kiss goodnight. Who do you choose? Amy Schumer, Beyonce, or Hillary Clinton? I'd go with Beyonce.
I don't like dating dudes. I'd go with Amy.
Yeah, but she smells though.
That's all right.
All right.
You know, like, so the lobster's here. She's like, no, that's me.
Well, see, but if I went out with Beyonce, if I went out with Beyonce, you imagine the kind of like free press I'd get.
I would get with that going out with Amy. They'd be like, "Did you see how this motherfucker cleaned her up?
Ugh.
She got that elephant brush out."
If Beyonce goes out with you, you are going to ruin her career.
Well, why would you want to go out with Beyonce anyway, though?
I just Hillary or Amy Schumer. Ugh.
Beyonce's voice is too deep for me.
Let's see. Cynical Lindsay says, supposedly there's going to be a Rey reveal that's more a shocking twist than the I am your father reveal, and I emphasize supposedly. Yeah, see, I've seen several different theories on what her looking into that mirror in The Last Jedi and just seeing multiple reflections of herself means or could mean. Spoiler alert for that theory, that she is just a manifestation of the Force.
That's gay.
Oh my god, that would be gayer than
That's gayer than the midichlorians.
Yeah, she's even more of a virgin birth than Anakin was, in the sense that she had no parents. She's just this sort of Force entity, etc. And that's why she was. So that's why she could easily take up a lightsaber, fly the Millennium Falcon, and just be so quick with everything. Is because So if they give that explanation, be like, oh, okay, so she's the Force's Mary Sue, is what that's going to turn into.
Is this a roundabout way of propping up that God is a woman nonsense?
The Force is female. Yeah,
the Force is female.
The Force is female. No. Frosted Glass, can you sum up the plot of Unbreakable real quick? Yes, comic book origin story.
Yep.
That's it.
It's not wrong.
Monterey Sue Snubberth, I see what you did there.
That gives away no spoilers and is entirely accurate. Let's see. Cameraman Jay, Lords of the Night, do you have or do you have any plans to return to Fallout 76? No.
Oh.
I have none whatsoever. There's a couple of YouTubers who are really staying on top of the Fallout 76 stuff. Yeah, I think it's Juicehead. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
And Legacy Killer. If those two guys come out with videos that say the new DLC and/or patch for Fallout 76 redeems the game, I will consider giving it another shot. But unless or until I see something like that from people who really care about that stuff down to the nitty gritty, I lost all interest a long time ago.
Yeah, it'll be hard for me to go back, especially how I am now. I was taking advantage of the infinite weight thing.
Yeah, you were.
And now that they fixed that, I'm just like, I can't even move. So fucking.
Sanguine, thank you. Shit, the Force is a strong black woman, #1. Oh, that's right, #1, the Force. That's right. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in episode 9.
I'm not excited.
If they're smart, they said it years after the last movie.
After Rey's died.
Yeah, if only.
Good.
Let's see. I don't see any other questions right now. Black Romeo, Weebo Jones, not Ray Sue. Haha. You've been
Apparently,
watching.
Ebony asked me a question that she said I didn't answer, and I asked her what question twice, but
yeah,
she still ain't told me.
Oh, Ebony.
Yeah, I have been watching ER. He's got great content, even though he's a not closeted, right-wing supremacist. He's that guy that PewDiePie gave a shout out to and everyone freaked out over.
Oh, right.
Because he made a little car running over a woman joke.
Joys of Sorrow. I'm still playing Fallout 76. Spent too much money not to. Oh, dude. Yeah, no, I like Fallout 76 just proved the rule that I used to hold until Fallout 76. Never buy AAA first day. Never pre-order at all.
Well, I did. I was still playing it for quite a while after Scribe stopped and Monkey gave up. So I was just like, I kept playing for a minute.
Having to download it again and again. Fuck that. I can't do that over here.
Joyce says they did upgrade the storage box from 200 to 600 pounds in the PC version. Yeah, so you could just gather more useless junk to constantly grind, leveling up your weapons forever. And yeah, then there's no immersive story content. There's no impetus to team up with people. I mean, I really don't understand. Given the examples they could have used to create a quasi MMO of the mechanisms that get people to join each other on quests and other things, because none of it was there. It's like, just run around and if you want to join up with somebody, you can, or you can just solo it. Everything, there's not even sort of like instances or something where you go off and you need to be teamed up. You could just solo it. And of course, there's the quality and the bugs and the cheats and the exploits and everything else that were there on day one after they deleted everybody's preload. Ugh, Jesus. Let's see. Frosted Glass, what character do you want to see take the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos in Endgame? Well, I assume it's going to be Captain Marvel. But the character I'd want to see take it would probably be Loki. I want to see Loki save the universe.
Yeah, I want him to come back. He's a good boy.
Or Ant-Man. It'd be really cool if like the glove's laying the glove got off Thanos' hand, it's laying on the ground, and then everybody's running towards it, and all of a sudden everything gets fixed, and nobody's like, what the hell happened? Nobody had the gauntlet. And then tiny little Ant-Man walks out of the gauntlet and goes, hi guys. Let's see. Data Wasteland says Scribe Light. Maybe they should make a movie called Corvette Summer: The Next Generation. Jesus. Yeah, if you want to like dig up dead properties, sure.
No way. Actually, you know what? I want Hawkeye to save the world.
That would be good. Hawkeye doesn't get enough. Doesn't
get enough love.
Yeah, and he's going to be he's going
lame-ass character.
He's going right.
Yeah, isn't he coming back as what's his face?
Ronan. Yeah, he's coming back as Ronan. Monkey, you should. I know you're not going to, but you should really read the Hawkeye series by Matt Fraction. He turns Hawkeye into a really entertaining character in sort of this weird, almost like sitcom manner, because he doesn't take him seriously as a character, but he does a lot of really cool things with him, and the art's really good too.
He's my favorite Avenger for the longest time. And then they stopped putting him in movies.
Yeah. The thing is, every time I see Jeremy Renner, I can't help but think of like National Lampoon Senior Trip. Because that's where I first saw Jeremy Renner way back when.
Oh, he was in the movie Tag. Did you ever see that?
A long time ago. Was he in that?
No. It came out very recently.
Oh, you talking about
that. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Gotcha. Sorry. Which is like an old movie.
You silly goose.
He would have been a baby. Never mind. I got my brain mixed up there for a second.
But yeah, in Tag the movie, oh my gosh, he's great. And that entire movie is underappreciated. It did not get as much love as it deserved.
Older Mind. Scribe, did you catch the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Kind of cuts out Ant-Man from being the hero. Did you watch the preview for Endgame? Ant-Man comes back. So he's there before the solution to the problem happens, so it could happen. Devil Fruit Zero, does Monkey want everyone to be brought back to life except Spider-Man?
I don't care if they bring anybody back to life, just as long as they don't bring back Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm still not clear if the next Spider-Man movie is a prequel or a sequel to Infinity War.
I would just like to point out that I was right when I said that Spider-Man was going to die in Infinity War.
Well,
nobody died.
Yeah, nobody really died. The secret purpose was to eliminate all the characters except the original Avengers. So all the original Avengers from the Avengers movie are still there, plus a couple others, and except for Ant-Man. Ant-Man avoided it because he was in the subatomic realm at the time. Is the line that I'm hearing? Let's see. Check your logic. As am English major and comic book fan, would you classify comic books as literature? That's well, I mean, so it'd be the same question as if saying, is a children's book on par with Moby Dick? They're both books.
Hang on.
Hold on. They're both books. They're both publications. They use words, but is children's literature in the big L version?
Yes.
I think comic books can be literature. It depends on the content and the quality. I think something like Watchmen is about as close as you're going to come to a literary comic book, given the depth and breadth of that story. In general, though, it's a high bar to hit. I think certain story arcs could be considered literature when taken as a whole, and particular issues could be. I think, and I'm biased, but I think Punisher number 45 is literature all by itself.
Okay. Hang on. I have a bone to pick with you because I believe unequivocally that The Very Hungry Caterpillar is some of the best literature on this planet, and you can't disagree with me because I'm right.
That book sucks.
You are wrong as well. The Very Hungry Caterpillar?
Future of our country right here, guys. Weebo Jones.
There's a movie.
There's a movie. Hang on.
There's an animated version of it, yeah.
It's the guy who wrote it. He reads it and then he reads some of his other books.
Animated film. It's like 6 minutes. That doesn't count.
No, that's just the part where he's reading that. There's an extended version where he reads all of his books.
Jim Healis says, Scribe, like the new Spider-Man movie is supposed to happen shortly after the events of Endgame. Okay, because it wasn't clear to me whether the Spider-Man 2 movie could have taken place like him being on the bus when Infinity War starts is like the end of his second movie or something. I didn't know if that was maybe the case. Let's see.
When is your next fan fiction reading stream, Weebo? I don't actually have a date set. I got 3 planned in the works. I got one this Thursday that I'm doing. I got the Greek part 2 stream, and then I do have to do another fan fiction reading. I have a backlog of content that I got to work on. I'm working on a video, though, right now.
Angela Arriaga says, Scribelet, I'm reading From Hell. That's literature. And Sanguine says, what about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? You know what those things have in common? Alan Moore. Alan Moore is probably the only individual in comics that has consistently produced books or comic books that I would classify as, if not literature, as close as you're going to get, like V for Vendetta, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Watchmen, From Hell. Not necessarily turned into the best movies when they are, and they often are, especially League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. But yeah, Alan Moore, his writing is literature level for comic books. Let's see. Angela says, Weebo, The Very Hungry Caterpillar was good the first couple of times I read it. The Giving Tree was excellent.
I was just thinking that too. I was like, you know what would have been a better example of childhood literature that would have totally gotten Scribe to shut up?
The Giant Jam Sandwich.
No.
No. You know what mine was when I was a kid? It was called The Whipping Boy.
Stop it.
I'm not even kidding. That was something that we reread when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. It was a, what was the name of the award that it won? The Caldecott or the... something. It had this big silver seal on it. It was like, this is like quality children's book reading or something, and that was a big deal back then.
The Giant Jam Sandwich was my favorite kids book.
The Giant Jam Sandwich. Let's see. Rotten Corp says, I've pissed off some of my coworkers by not caring about the Marvel movies anymore. I don't care about them as much as I used to. Like when Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, I didn't go see it. I just watched on Netflix for the first time the other day, actually. The second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I didn't go out and see it right away. Infinity War, the big movies, those I'm interested in for the most part. But yeah, it's kind of, I guess I've reached a little bit of Marvel burnout, and the trailers alone for Captain Marvel, don't care. But Endgame, I'm there. You know, it's not a matter of I don't like Marvel anymore. It's like, does this movie look like something new or fresh or something that I'd be interested in seeing? Ant-Man and the Wasp by the trailers didn't interest me. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 looked like more of the same, and I was kind of right. It's entertaining, but it's not as good. Thor Ragnarok, I saw just because that original trailer was so perfect to get you excited for that movie.
The Coliseum.
Yeah, the whole thing where it's like he sees the Hulk and he's like, yes! And everybody's like, huh?
We work together. We're co-workers.
No, we've seen that. It's we work. Suicide Grunts of America. Scarlet, which character, non-Marvel, would you want to steal the gauntlet from Thanos? Which character, non-Marvel? A non-Marvel character. James Bond.
Booster Gold.
Ooh, Booster Gold. There you go.
That would have been hilarious.
No, the Joker with the Infinity Gauntlet. That'd be great. He turned everybody into Batman just so he wouldn't be alone anymore. Let's see. Ranting Monkey, have you read any Ernest Hemingway? Interesting question.
Oh, God, no. I've tried.
Wow.
Fuck no.
Wow, all right.
That was aggressive.
Didn't he do The Most Dangerous Game? Was that him or was that somebody else?
I can't remember. I mean, Hemingway's still better than the literature that came before him, but Jesus fuck, man.
The Most Dangerous Game. Wasn't that the one where the guy had an island and he hunted people?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the thing was called The Most Dangerous Game. I think it was Hemingway. I'm an English major, but I'm not a literary major.
I don't
yeah.
recall who that one was by.
Let
me look it up.
Then, of course, there's The Island of Dr. Moreau.
And if you're a fan of Hemingway, I'm glad you like him. I don't need the wordy crap. I'm good.
You don't need the wordy crap. Okay.
I don't need the wordy crap.
You know what book I really hated? The Grapes of Wrath.
Dictionary.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bad time in my life that I had to read that.
Thank you, Sanguine. The two best childhood books from my childhood, Beowulf and the Ulster Cycle, especially Cuchulainn, Second Tier, Iliad, and Odyssey. Well, you're far more well-read than most of us, Sanguine.
I did like Beowulf. Beowulf was actually a good book.
Beowulf was great. Never read the Ulster Cycle. Iliad and the Odyssey are great, though.
That's also why Sanguine knew all those very obscure magical swords for me to look up and do ads for back in the day.
Yep.
Let's see. Angela says, Hemingway is such a slog. That is a man who hated women.
Well, that's the part I liked about him.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Motto Winter says, Lords of the Night, why is Shakespeare so celebrated? He sucks.
I actually love Shakespeare.
Shakespeare's great. Take a look at any of the modern interpretations of Shakespeare. Like look at Richard III, the movie version where they set Richard III in a World War II setting. You can adapt Shakespeare's stuff to just about anything. And even though the form of language and speech and everything sounds very antiquated, there's something so universal about the themes and the situations. It's timeless. He's
relatable. That's why.
Yeah, everything in those stories remains a core to the human condition and always will be, and is told with such beauty and ease in some cases. it'll never get boring. You know, I've seen bad versions of Shakespeare done before, sure. But when it's done right, and really, you know, you just need the right set of actors. I'll send out a link in a few minutes, or maybe tomorrow, depending if I remember, of a quick little piece of Julius Caesar that an actor did that I love watching his performance of it because it's just so great. Well, let's see. By the time I finish this, we'll be at the end of the show. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. As you always do. You guys are seriously the best audience in the world. The last half hour or so has proven that with as many questions and how engaged you guys are. I really appreciate it. Thank you, moderators, for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the best behaved in the world. Everybody who donated, I cannot tell you, every time, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the usual time. I want to thank Weebo Jones, our special porn correspondent, for coming on and updating us on the Andy Worski scandal as it is.
It's been a pleasure.
But otherwise, guys, and thank you, Satsu and Monkey, for joining me as always.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And now, otherwise, guys, your lives make us sad, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Fuck off.
And today's secret word is Mark.
Yo, my guys.